yugas, the various times that you have for the whole universe or for our galaxy. And then you'll have names for certain ages. In the case of our cycle, we will have precession in the equinox, which takes about 2,000 years. So for instance, we used to be in Pisces, and at the beginning of the age, when Pisces, which was the birth of Christ, it was the age of the fish. So the Catholic Church, which was formed, the bishop,
The miters.
was a mitre. And what does your mitre represent?
The fish mouth.
A fish tail.
Tail or mouth?
Fish tail.
Tail. Okay.
I suppose you could say it calls a mouth too. But essentially it means you are in the age
Of the
this,
fish.
this is in the age of the fish.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting because it probably means that at this age they will have to find another kind of hat for them to wear, because we're now in the age of Aquarius, which means that technically speaking, when we look up at a particular time, our heavens seems to be traversing through the constellation of Aquarius.
Okay.
Right? So that takes 2,000 years, roughly 2,700, making it about 25,000 years. So you begin to understand that what you have is wheels inside wheels inside wheels. So you say if you have a self-sustaining galaxy, you have 10 dimensions of spin in that galaxy. Right? What if I have 10 dimensions of spin in a certain energy level that drops down into the 6 directions of space? How do you know where you are?
All right, say that again.
How do you know where you are?
How do you fix yourself in space?
Yes. You're coming out real scientific here today, boy.
Well, you observe yourself relative to the objects around you, the things around you.
See, somebody can't move the object, so happen.
Then your relationship to the object changes.
So therefore, you don't know where you are anymore.
Well-
So what is the object that you will fix on?
The sun.
The sun, and the passage of the sun from east to west.
Okay.
So that will give you an idea of up, because you look up to see the sun, and you look down to see the earth. And when you look where the sun coming up from, you call that.
The east,
And when you're looking where it's going down,
the west,
and when you go up where the North Pole is, 90 degrees
north,
north, and the next one will be.
south.
So you have 6 directions of space. If you can fix yourself in 6 directions of space, you can pinpoint exactly where you are.
Okay.
And I shall boggle your mind even more. Right? You ever see the film Stargate?
Yes.
Yes. Have?
Yes.
When they're dialing up the things to go to the next planet?
Yeah.
How many numbers they used to dial?
7.
7. Why 7?
6 was the address, and the 7th was the point of origin.
No, 6 is the address.
Yeah.
The 7th is the center, is your point of destination, where the lines cross.
Okay.
That's your 7th point.
Oh.
So you're leaving from here and you're going.
Okay. Yeah.
Now when the Stargate went to the further Stargate and they were crossing over into other universes, you had 8 numbers. You had eight signs.
Yes.
Why 8 signs? Because the first sign would direct you to that particular galaxy, and then the 6 directions would note where in that
The
galaxy
galaxy
you wanted to go.
Oh, right. So 8 now because you was in another galaxy.
So what appears to be a story, in fact, might have some solid values as to certain things.
Yeah, yeah. I always felt that they were trying to prepare the human psyche, the populace, world psyche, for that interstellar kind of activity.
Now, if you have 6 directions of space, how would you locate the 6 directions of space out in space?
In the same galaxy,
In the same galaxy.
use the same point of same
What
reference.
What
point.
reference? Here you're using the sun as a reference. What reference are you going to use out there? Because that reference has to be reasonably fixed.
But you'll have to find something in the center of the galaxy.
You're fixing you fix in 6 directions of space for here.
Yeah.
So how will you fix this, and you fix that, and you fix that, and you fix that? That has something that you know that is there.
A star?
So, pretty close. What if you have binary stars that resonate at a particular frequency? A very, very precise frequency. In fact, it's almost uncanny that it doesn't move. And what if you had those binary stars all over the place? So you could take any 6 positions that are antagonistic towards, fairly antagonistic towards each other, in order to plot your stuff. And if you had a gate here, that would be the 7th position.
The binary star.
The binary stars will give you the ability to plot your 6 positions.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You see, all these mind games is really to get you into a point to think about how you get inside your head to make your prayer.
Okay.
So, let's say, for instance, you take the subject of baptism. Right? That's a prayer. That's a giant prayer. Now, most of us get baptized when we were young.
You have a baptism, well, dedication baptism at birth,
Right.
within a 6-month period.
Right. So you call it a dedication baptism. But if you go and you decide to become a spiritual Baptist, what's the first thing they want to do?
They carry you to the River Jordan and they baptize you?
They carry you to water.
Yes, water, River Jordan.
Yeah. That's just a technicality. Water is water anywhere it is.
Yeah.
You know, I was reading something the other day that Mercury, which is so hot, we can't even go on it, but they're finding water.
How is
Because
that?
they say that on Mercury, where you have valleys with pockets that the sun doesn't shine,
Okay.
right? They're finding water inside there.
Okay.
In other words, once the reflection doesn't get hot enough,
So if you
inside
have
there.
water, then life is possible?
I recently saw an article where they say that they now note from the flybys that on Mars you have huge cliffs of water frozen. So when you move off the dust, so they say that getting water on Mars will not be a problem if people decide to go there and set up a camp. They go to Ceres, Pluto, all of them, water.
Yeah.
So water seems to be an indigenous aspect
In
in all the planets.
in all the planets. Yeah. But the proximity to the sun, the central star of our universe, determines whether it's flowing or solid or frozen.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yes. In fact, they're now saying that they think that there are times in the cycle of Mars when water can take a state where it moves.
Okay.
It flows. So anyhow, you go and you say, I want to become a spiritual Baptist. And they tell you have to baptize. What's the difference between that baptism and the baptism that you did the first time?
Well, it's an adult baptism, so that means that you have a certain level of awareness that you didn't have as an infant.
So what do you mean when you say you're going to baptize as an adult? So there's a whole different, the dialogue in your head is much stronger and much more intricate. And you're going to baptize.
Well, could it be that you recognize that this dialogue is destroying your life and you want to get rid of it?
Yeah, but most people don't know that.
Yes. So it's you're giving your life to God.
What do you mean by that? We always have all these phrases.
Well,
giving my life to God.
These are the phrases that gave me my understanding of what baptism is. So
Yeah, but if you don't have any visualization, any idea who God is, right, and you're giving yourself to God, then you're using a sentence that really doesn't have much applicability. It have a dream state to it where you could you could
like
make some kind of imagination in your head.
It's a picture.
Yeah, it's a picture. Very well said.
It's a picture.
So, what if that baptism, because in the olden times, whenever you're going to baptize, they used to put you down on the ground for 3 days.
Okay. What was the purpose of that?
You could tell me.
Well,
If you had to surmise why they would put you on the ground for 3 days.
for you to establish that connection with God.
When they put you on the ground, what does that mean? They band up your eyes and everything, and they put you on, band up your ears, and you know.
Is it a burial?
It's a burial.
Okay.
So you're dying.
Yeah.
What are you dying to?
You're dying to be resurrected.
What are you dying from?
Physical.
You're dying from the physical. You're dying from the all the crap you have inside you.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
You're going to make a renewal.
Yes.
Right? So at the end of the third day, the mother will expect a certain thing to happen. What would happen? What do you think might happen?
You will go out or travel.
Yeah, but before you travel, what happened? You mightn't travel, but you might go do certain things. One of the things about rituals is that Carl Gustav Jung said it very clearly. He says you have racial archetypes, you have racial states, so that if you're in a particular race, let me give you an idea. You could be an Indian. You're Hindu. Your forebearers have been Hindus. And you come to Trinidad and they demonize your religion, right? And then they tell you, you must become a Christian. And you become a Christian, and you go into church and you're praying to Jesus. But when you're dreaming Lord Shiva and Hanuman and all of them. So you're in the middle of a contradiction.
Yes.
Because everybody says you must have either one or the other. But all of them are archetypes inside Trinidad. So what nobody says is that you could be a Catholic and Mother Lakshmi appearing to you.
That is definitely a contradiction.
Right?
Because the Christian faith says there's one God, whereas the Hindu faith has the pantheon.
No, I would disagree with you. The Christian faith says you have one God. But in the book of Exodus, you have 72 names of God. Right in the Bible, in one place they have Elohim, in another place they have Jehovah, in another place they have Shaddai, right? In another place they have Sabaoth, in another place they have Adonai.
Okay, so the different God names speak to different attributes of God.
Right. So, listen, let me ask you a question. In the Hindus, the different names speak to what?
Different God attributes.
Different attributes.
Because each God represents a different.
Hanuman is the god of knowledge, right? Kali is the god that sits between the darkness and the light. Lord Shiva is the head honcho who organizes everything, but they are not the supreme God. You have names beyond that that represents the supreme God. Just as how we have names that represent the supreme God. What is the name of our supreme God? The God of gods, if you want to put it that way. The God with one single attribute who then differentiates himself in different attributes. And that himself could also become herself, because you could have feminine aspects to that.
Jehovah,
No.
Yahweh.
No, you see what I mean? You've already gone to the bottom of the class.
Well, I'm guessing here because
When Moses went up on the hill and he recognized that he was in front of the highest level of God.
Iheya, Yesha, Iheya,
Hey, Asher, hey,
which is I am that I am.
I am that I am.
You see.
Which is
I remember.
which is a kind of translation.
Yes.
You know, when you're traveling from one set of grandiose meanings and you're trying to think it, you have to end up with something that attempts to give you that meaning. If you understand what you're saying, when you say what is the highest level, the highest God name you could have, and listen what you're saying. I am that I am. What did you just say there?
I'm aware of myself.
Yes. I know that I am here.
I know that I know. Yes.
So anytime you know that you know, you're becoming in tune with God.
Right.
And one of the things that help you to know that you know is the dialogue in your head.
But that's the same dialogue that's stopping us from connecting with God.
No, what they didn't teach you to do is how to shut it down when you need to shut it down.
Okay.
In other words, you have to have the devil. You couldn't have this world without the devil.
All right. All right. Okay.
Listen. Rest a little bit. I'll give you another story. Have a dude, he living in Israel. Name was Job. And he doing everything right. He was a man that wasn't sinning. He doing everything right. And God sent and called the devil. And what is rather interesting is that the devil went into heaven.
Yes, he showed up. Yeah.
He showed up. And he said, I hear you call him. What you call him for? He goes, I call you. Know how long I call it you?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I was doing my work.
Yes, to and fro in the land seeking whom I may devour. Yes.
I was doing wickedness.
To and fro in the world.
Right.
Yes.
Doing wickedness.
Yeah.
God didn't contradict that. He says, see my servant Job.
Yes. Have you considered
Yes.
my servant Job? Did you try to devour him?
Yes.
No. And then the answer was, what? It have a hedge around him and I couldn't touch him.
Offense. You have
Yes.
offense wrong.
Yes.
Ibarong.
Yes.
So what I want you to do,
Yeah.
I want you to take down the fence.
Yes. So that give me a chance.
So I could go in there and terrorize him.
Yeah.
And what did God do?
You say, yeah, you can go, but you can't kill him. You can't take his life.
So he take down the fence.
Yeah.
That's a very profound story, you know.
Yes.
That the man who doing his best for you,
Yeah.
you take down the protection to let the devil get at him.
Well, the general interpretation or acknowledgement of that story is that God's faith in Job was such that he knew the devil couldn't come.
It had nothing to do with God in that state. God is only there to do the right thing.
Yes.
Who was the man under the test?
Job.
Job.
Right.
And he could have break.
Yeah, he could have, yeah.
No. So he put him through all the tests.
Yes.
To him everything.
Yeah.
Now when he finished, he said, boy, God really tested me these days, you know.
Yeah.
So the devil went back, he said, he's a hard nut to crack, boy.
Yeah.
And God said, give him back.
Yeah, 10 times.
Who learned the most out of it?
Job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not because God knew everything.
Yeah.
And the devil running a close second.
Yeah.
So it had nothing really to do with them. It is the drive and the accuser setting out to do what?
Refine the individual.
To refine the individual. Thank you very much. So the devil has a very necessary part in refining.
Right.
You see, you have to take your foot and put it on your head and grind.
Trial and temptation marks your pathway.
Yes.
So you have to experience this before you attain
Yes.
your spirituality.
Yes.
Because you're the one nobody in the spiritual realm who are really ready for what they're going to deal with.
You can't get into the spiritual realm
Unless you're ready.
unless you're ready.
All right.
And what does allow you to get into the spiritual realm?
I am unqualified to answer that question.
When you're so confident
Yeah.
that you've lost your fear.
God has not given us a spirit of fear. Okay. All right.
So
I'm not just saying that I'm not afraid. Truly being unafraid.
I'll still be afraid, right? But that ain't stopping me from doing what I have to do. In fact, I will take the fear and I'll turn it into a horse and I'll ride the fear out to where we're going. Or as the Vikings used to say, let your fear rise up inside you like a horse and become like a berserker.
Yes.
In other words, go mad inside the fear with courage and power.
Right.
So you multiply your strength, right? And you multiply your ability to act.
Yes.
So fear is really a good thing if you know how to harness it.
Yes. So all the emotions.
Yeah. So they take you and they put you on the ground, and they put you on the ground for 3 days. Mm-hmm. What is the mother waiting for? You see, nobody ever gets these things explained.
For you to contact the particular archetype that is concerned with you?
No, don't tie them up with them kind of big things now.
All
Keep
right,
it
okay.
simple.
All right.
What you expect to happen? Or what does the mother expect to happen? Because she's the leader, she's the person who's guiding you. And incidentally, in the Baptist faith, you realize it's the mother guiding you, not the man, the mother. So what is she looking for? She's gonna come every evening and she'll take your tracks. She'll give you a word to protect yourself as you're going. A word of power.
I'm not sure what you're looking for right now.
What's the first thing you have to do before it happens? Symbolically, what you have to do. You come to change your ways. So if you come to change your ways, what's the first thing you have to do?
Repent?
No. Whether you're repenting or not, what's the first thing you have to do?
Acknowledge?
Yeah.
No. I'm pulling a blank here. I'm probably overthinking it.
You have to die. You went to lie down to change your whole self. And the only way you're going to change yourself for a new self is that you have to die.
You're talking about a spiritual death.
Of course.
Right.
You don't want the mother being charged for murder.
Yeah,
Right.
spiritual death. So you have to die spiritually. So you have to
Yes.
let go of your ego.
So what is the symbol that you've died? What is the mother expecting to happen? Because you have a group mind, and the group mind has a symbol for that death. What do you have?
Tell
You
me.
go down into the valley of bones.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
It hit you in your head, eh? Boom.
Okay. So when you have reached that place
Mm-hmm.
of death and burial,
No.
Yeah.
That is the point where you really have need of your word.
right?
Because to go down into that valley
Mhm.
is going to be absolute fear.
Yes. You have to confront everything that you are afraid of confronting.
Yes. Everything inside you that you want to hide and everything, you have to open it.
So when God said to Ezekiel, "Can these bones live?" Was he speaking about your spiritual death and whether we will be resurrected, or was he speaking literally about
About the bones.
About
the bones.
Yeah. Okay.
Can the bones live?
And he answered and said, "God knows. Thou
No,
knowest."
asking you, can the bones live?
Well, yes, they can, according to the biblical story.
Maybe the thing that was carrying the bones could drop the bones and continue living in a new body.
So yes, okay.
So when you come out of the valley of the bones, you come out of the valley of the bones and you come out a shining body. So you come out a body of light. For the first time in your life, you've gone past your dialogue and you've flowed yourself.
Okay. So you have to give up your attachment to the bones, to your flesh,
Yes.
and take on a body of light.
Yes. I'm talking about the power of that ritual.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So you do that. And you come out. And you have words of power. And they give you the word of power. And they also teach you to get up and walk.
The cramp.
Right. If you have all your senses covered and you're tramping, if you look inside, you will see that your dialogue shuts down. So when you do that for a couple of days, your dialogue begins to die as you know it. It cannot function in that world because it doesn't have the normal references that it uses.
Right, because you are not fixed in the flesh. So the dialogue it doesn't have the
The
reference.
dialogue operates, it learned to operate from speaking, seeing, hearing,
Right, and those are the senses they take away from
and all those they take away.
Yeah.
So when they take it away, the dialogue don't have any reference. The dialogue can come and tell you, you ain't pay your light bill.
Yes. Because what need
Oh,
have you for that?
Yes,
like
at that
when
point,
you're not
I can't
seeing?
see, I can't hear.
Right.
So he has to shut up.
Yeah.